So, my reflections on reading the Gospel of Luke in one sitting takes longer than I thought it would. Uh, I'm reflecting upon this in terms of those who are going to hear the message. And this is a group of people who are familiar with Jesus and the things of Jesus, and yet ready to grow and ready to apply insights to their own lives. So maybe you would consider a typical Sunday morning setting. I was amazed at the reference that Luke made to the Holy Spirit all throughout the book, from beginning to end. From the opening verses in chapter 1, where the Holy Spirit is at work in terms of Elizabeth and Mary, and all the way to the ascension, we see the Spirit at work throughout the book. It's just quite remarkable. And I was amazed also that, considering Luke is a Gentile, his emphasis on Sabbath and Jesus being Lord of the Sabbath, and also his grasp of temple and Jesus in the temple, and really, though writing for, I think, a Greek mindset, but I mean, really very familiar with the ways of certainly first century Second Temple Jerusalem, and it was really cool to see that. Luke emphasized the danger of money at the end, toward the middle and the end. And then he also emphasized that Jesus really makes the gospel accessible to the poor, to women, to those who would otherwise be oppressed. And that message seems to come through again very loud and clear. Luke uses the word astonished and amazed over and over and over again. They are amazed at his teaching. They are astonished at what they see Jesus do in terms of his power. And while that's amazing, it's also amazing to me that the one time I remember, I think it was Luke chapter 7, the one time I remember Jesus being astonished himself was when he was astonished at the faith of the centurion, and not at the faith of somebody within Jerusalem or within Judaism. I was also interested in the timing of Jesus' announcement, or the realization that he is Lord. Peter says, "You are the Christ, the Son of the living God." That's like the hinge, it seems like, of the whole narrative. It all points to that. And then there's transfiguration. And it seems to me that there's lots of proofs and lots of reminders to all of us in terms of symbolism, in terms of signs that Jesus is the Christ. He's proving it early. But after Peter says, "You are the Christ," and the transfiguration, it seems like there's a lot less miracles after that and a lot more teaching. And then finally, just how he really encapsulates. It seems like Luke 19, he says, Jesus came to seek, not Jew or Gentile. Jesus came to seek that which was lost. And that mission is certainly central. Jesus is so central to everything that happens. You would expect that in the gospel, in a biography, but it became so evident when you read moment by moment how central Jesus is in all of these things.